a lingering scar forever left plain on the face of 20th century American industry. The Triangle Shirtwaist Factory represented the inherent flaws of America's booming manufacturing industry. A devastating incident that claimed the lives of over 100 innocent men, women, and children. Deaths that would forever change the manufacturing scene of America as we know it today, leading to labor reforms forged from the ashes of innocent workers. Hello everyone, and today we will be discussing the aforementioned Triangle Shirtwaist Factory fire. And now, to unfortunately set this most macabre of scenes. The day was March 25th, 1911. It was a Saturday at the Ash Building that, among many other businesses, contained the Triangle Shirtwaist Factory on the top 8th, 9th, and 10th floors. The factory employed normally about 500 workers, mostly young immigrant Italian and Jewish, women and girls. And at approximately 4:40 p.m. on this Saturday, it would unfortunately become their personal hell. When, as the fire marshal concluded, a cigarette butt likely started ablaze due to the 2 months' worth of accumulated fabric scrap that it fell in. Although smoking was banned in the factory, workers were known to sneak in cigarettes, and all in the end it took was one cigarette to fall into the wrong place, and whoosh, the place was ablaze. Once it began, a scramble started for employees to evacuate. On the 8th floor it originated from, a bookkeeper was able to contact employees on the 10th floor, where the management was located, via a telephone line to warn them, while a floor manager on the 8th proceeded to open a locked door to allow for escape to the streets. This door normally being kept locked to prevent theft by workers so their bags could be checked by management, and as many historians believe, to keep out union organizers due to the management's heavily anti-union practices. However, as no alarm existed for the building, according to survivor Yetta Lubitz, the first warning of the fire on the 9th floor was the fire itself. And with the fire quickly rendering the path down the stairway to Green Street inoperable, that would normally allow them to leave, and with the foreman who held the stairway door key for the Washington Place stairway quickly leaving by other means, the majority of the workers were trapped inside the burning building, desperately attempting to escape. Dozens of employees began escaping the fire by going up to the Green Street stairway onto the roof, while other survivors were able to jam themselves into the elevators during the unfortunate little time that they were operational, traveling up a total of 3 times to the 9th floor before beginning to break as rails of the elevator buckled under the heat. Some attempted to pry open the elevator door, jumping down the shaft to their unfortunate demise. Within 3 minutes, the Green Street stairway became completely unusable in both directions, with employees crowding onto the single exterior fire escape, with the flimsy structure then collapsing from the heat and overload of capacity, sending around 20 victims nearly 100 feet to fall to their deaths. The fire department quickly arrived soon after, but were unable to stop the flames or assist with the 9th floor evacuation due to their ladder only being tall enough to reach to the 7th floor, while a large crowd of bystanders gathered on the street as one after another jumped from the 9th floor onto the street, totaling 62 deaths of people attempting to escape the inferno, the rest dying either burning alive as their clothes and hair got fire or from asphyxiation. In the aftermath of the calamity, the death toll was in total 146, 123 of them being women and young girls, and 23 men. The company's owners Max Blank and Isaac Harris, who survived the fire by quickly fleeing onto the building's roof where it began, were then indicted on charges of first and second-degree manslaughter, though were later acquitted. They were then later found liable of wrongful death during a subsequent civil suit, only giving around $75 per deceased victim, while the insurance they had paid Black and Harris around $60,000, and additionally around $400 per casualty, with Blank in 1913 once again locking the doors to his factory on the inside during working hours. He was then thankfully arrested and fined $20, which was unfortunately the minimum amount the fine could be due to governmental corruption. The former factory still exists today, renamed the Brown Building, that is now a 10-story building that is part of the campus of the New York University. Though knowing what has happened there, it must be strange to stand where over 100 died. So that was the tragedy of the Triangle Shirtwaist Factory. But before you go, as respect for the dead, I would like to end this video out with a speech given by Rose Schneiderman, a prominent socialist and union activist, that she gave at the memorial. I would be a traitor to these poor burned bodies if I came here to talk good fellowship. We have tried, you good people of the public, and we have found you wanting. We have tried you citizens. We are trying you now. And all you have is a couple of dollars for the sorrowing mothers, brothers, and sisters by way of a charity gift. But every time the workers come out in the only way they know to protest against conditions which are unbearable, the strong hand of the law is allowed to press down heavily upon us. Public officials only have words of warning to us, warning that must be intensely peaceable, and that they have the warehouse just back to all their warnings. The strong hand of the law beats us back when we rise into the conditions that make life unbearable in the first place. I can't talk fellowship to you who are gathered here. Too much blood has been spilled. I know from my experience it is up to the working people to save themselves. The only way that we can save ourselves is by a strong working class movement. Thankfully, out of this tragedy, as aforementioned, it would go on to be an example brought up in many workers' rights cases in the future, allowing for far safer worker conditions to be instituted not only in Manhattan, but across the continental United States. Unfortunately, that's all I wish to say on this subject. It is a quite sorrowful tale, but one that is nonetheless important to not be forgotten, at least for those who died. If you'd like to support my ability to continue to tell these tales, and to document these historical events for all of you viewers, then please do like and subscribe, as I do have a full-time job, and eventually I would like to transition to making these long-form content videos far more often for everyone that views. As for now, everyone, though, have a wonderful night, and do not forget the sacrifices of those who died before us, so that we have been able to live in an at least better today, and hopefully an even better tomorrow. Good night, everyone.